Hi guys, this is another aircraft instrument. This is a transducer for altitude measurement. I bought this thing on eBay USA. You can see the hidden plate here. So this thing was manufactured by Bendix. There is a date here, 1968 I think, but it's difficult to read. So the power supply of this thing, actually there are two power supplies, one DC voltage 27.5 and one AC voltage 35 volts. This is not common. So we have the input static pressure port here. So let's open this thing. You can see that we have interesting stuff inside. Okay, so this thing can be removed. So we have here obviously a motor. I think it's a DC motor probably. We have two wires here, black and red. So the capsule is probably inside this stuff, but maybe there is something else inside. So the link to the capsule or capsules obviously made by this lever here. It is, I think, the only mechanical connection to the bottom side. So there is a counterweight here. Okay, so the movement of the capsule so probably provide a rotation of this shaft here. There is an interesting thing here. So this seems to be an electromagnet. So I don't know the goal of this thing. Because when the electromagnet is activated, obviously there is a release of these two fingers here. Otherwise the rotation of this thing is very limited, a few degrees. But it is not the same axis than this one here, because when I try to rotate, you can see that you have the rotation of the nut in the middle, and this thing is separated. So this is maybe a clutch, an electromagnetic clutch. Okay, so let's open the bottom side. Okay, so we have only a capsule inside. So the link is very strange. There is this kind of stuff in accordion here. Okay, so the movement of the capsules will provide a movement of this thing from an axis which is located on this area here. This is actually this kind of accordion stuff here. So this is the counterweight relative to the weight of all this stuff, the capsules and the shaft here. So this will introduce a movement on this lever on that direction horizontally, and this will rotate these things. So there is another counterweight here which compensates the weight on the other side of this lever here. So the result of an altitude pressure is a rotation of this thing here. Actually this thing is not connected to the shaft. I will try to supply these two wires first with a DC voltage. I think it's a clutch, but maybe this is something else. So first I will limit the current to a reasonable value. For example, 0.1 amp or something like that. If we follow these wires here, that seems to be the two intermediate wires here. See, there is something else connected in parallel. And this one also seems to be in parallel to the other one here. We will see. Okay. But the current is a little bit more important than that. So I will limit the current to 200 milliamps. Okay. Okay, I will test this one also, so I will apply permanently this voltage. Okay, and in this case, you can see that if I rotate that axis, it rotates also the other one. If I disconnect the clutch, it is also the case. Yes, but it is not the case for this thing here. Okay, so when the clutch is engaged, the internal shaft here is linked mechanically to this disc here. But if I release the clutch here, it is not connected. The clutch and this magnet are connected in parallel. So I think this is for the relative altitude mode. So I didn't see, but there are also some wires. It is difficult to see maybe on the camera, but on this on the motor here, probably this is an AC motor. The motor is supplied with the wires which are connected here and this cable here, and they are connected here. I will try to do a wiring diagram of this thing, maybe it will help. So here there are 8 terminals with a Teflon standoff here. And we have 3 resistors, one 300 ohms from this point to this one here. We have one 160 ohms here, from this one to the other one here. And we have 20 kilo ohms here between this point and this one here. Okay, so here we have the black which goes to this electromagnet here, and here we have also the red which is also connected to this electromagnet here, and we have 2 others, black and red, which goes to this electromagnetic clutch. Then we have these 2 wires. I don't know the purpose of these ones. They are connected, I think, yes, we see the 2 large wires here. The black is here and the red is here. So we can measure maybe the resistance of this thing. So here we have resistance of 100 ohms. So let's see if we retrieve this value in this connector. So I guess this is between this terminal and this one. Okay, so this is this terminal. So here we have something which is unknown, and we have the red wire here, and the black, and then we have normally 4 wires for the motor, which should be these ones here. I will remove this thing. Okay, so we have a yellow, blue. We have only 2 wires on this thing. That's strange. I will remove this stuff. It is a little bit annoying. Okay, so the yellow seems to be connected to this point here. And the blue is connected here. We can measure the resistance of this thing. This is 92 ohms. And this was 100 ohms or something like that. 88. But these resistors are strange. I don't know why there are resistors on this thing. Then we can test the connections on the rear panel. So we have 6 A, B, C, D, E, F. So let's check the terminal A. So the terminal A is connected to this one here. So the terminal B is here. Terminal C is the second here. This is terminal D. E, and the last one okay, so the F is a clutch associated to the red here. So then we have this is A, this is B with a resistor in series, and the other one, and this thing is strange. This seems to be an adjustment for this specific unit. There is a resistor divider here. But this resistor can be external, so if this resistor is inside, it is to provide the calibration. So actually I think I have understood this thing. So this should be an RVDT, that is to say a transformer, which ratio depends on the rotation of the shaft. So this is a passive device. So depending on the pressure, you will have a change on the rotation of the shaft here, in 1 turn maximum, and the AC voltage at the output, which should be present to these terminals here. So this is the blue and the yellow. So the voltage at this terminal depends on the rotation, and there is this resistive divider in order to calibrate this device. This is why it is always interesting to do the reverse engineering, even if there are only 3 resistors. This permits to have a better understanding, because if it was a motor, this resistor has no sense to be here. So this is a measurement system. So we can apply a pressure to see this thing, and we can make some measurement. We just need to apply an AC voltage. So I will connect this terminal here to the static input port here. Okay, so I will connect this thing to the air pressure generator. So this instrument is set to negative pressure here. Okay, so let's see, normally we should have a movement of this stuff here. Okay. So the pressure is 0.4 bar or something like that, below the room pressure, of course. There is a small leakage, the pressure decreases a little bit. I have a pressure of 0.5 bar. So effectively, to have the complete course of this pinion here, the pressure should be close to 1 bar, that is to say the absolute vacuum. You can see that we have a small leakage here. Okay, I will decrease the pressure. Now we can make some measurement. I have applied an AC voltage here between A and B. It permits to supply what is supposed to be the primary of this variable transformer here. And I will measure the AC voltage between these 2 points here, C and D, with the oscilloscope. So I will connect the oscilloscope to this terminal, C and D. Yes, and probably that the clutch should be engaged in order to have a measurement. So I will connect the clutch also. So the clutch is between E and F. So I need another wire like that. Okay, so the clutch is connected. So I will activate the clutch. And you can see that we have a measurement. This is also a system which permits only to measure relative altitude. Let's see how this thing works. So you'll apply a pressure on this thing. Okay, so you can see that the measurement is 0 because the clutch is not activated and the RVDT sensor is not linked to the mechanical stuff. I will activate the clutch. Okay, so there is a variation because there is a leakage on this thing. But when the clutch is activated, you see that the measurement is 0. So maybe we can have some details on the other side of this instrument. Okay, so actually, in that position, this fingers here permits to center the shaft of the RVDT sensor. It is always the same thing, effectively, for this is another method, but this permits to have the 0 position of the RVDT sensor. And when the clutch is activated, so this permits to set the 0 also. This is why there is maybe an adjustment probably of this 0 detection. So anyway, this adjustment, this mechanical adjustment, permits to set the range of the measurement. I will deactivate the clutch. Okay, you can see that the sensor is reset to the 0 position. I will reactivate the clutch. Okay, you can see the slow movement of the shaft. And now if I increase the pressure, you can see that the sensor rotates. I will decrease the pressure. Okay. Okay, I will show you at the same time the measurement on the oscilloscope. Okay, so the signal decreases because there is a leakage on the tubes and the adapters. I increase the pressure. This is the maximum amplitude. I decrease the pressure. Okay, it is possible to measure the range also. So I will remove the clutch. Okay, the pressure is 0.2 bar. I will activate the clutch and I will note the pressure which corresponds to the maximum voltage. Which is here, and I have 185 bars. So the variation is 15 millibars. We can see that from this table that pressure of 200 millibars, which is somewhere here, which corresponds to an absolute pressure of 800 millibars, corresponds to an altitude of 6,000 feet. And the variation, for example, from 5 to 6 or 6 to 7 is close to 30 millibars. So a variation of pressure of 15 millibars corresponds to an altitude variation of 500 feet. So the measurement range of this instrument is plus or minus 500 feet. Okay, I will activate the clutch. Okay, I will change a little bit the position of the shaft here. Okay, so you can see the sensitivity of this RVDT sensor. So the range is plus or minus 5 degrees or something like that. And on the other side, now we can understand perfectly Okay, and now I will activate the clutch. And I will decrease the pressure. Okay, you can see that we need to have effectively a limitation of the torque, and this is the purpose of this spring, which permits to avoid the mechanical damage, because when this sensor is at the limit, the shaft actually is locked at a given position. The movement of the capsule should not be locked also due to this thing, so there is this spring between this pinion here and the capsules with this spring, in order that the capsule can move without applying too much force or too much torque on this thing. So this is the purpose of this spring. And then if I remove the clutch, it will retrieve the position. So this was the teardown and the test of this Bendix altitude sensor. So this is not an absolute sensor, but just a relative sensor in order to keep a constant altitude. So this is expected to be used with an autopilot system in order to keep a constant altitude. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.